Hi Wargamers, Craig with MiniGamePainting. Had a couple of requests to kind of overlook the Ork army that I have. I honestly have no idea how many points. I would have to guess somewhere in the range of probably 3,500 to 5,000, and then kitting on top of that. So we're going to take a more detailed look and just kind of go over some of the stuff that you've seen in the Instagram battle reports and what you'll probably see in the future with video battle reports. Like I said, it's probably about 3,500 to 5,000, maybe even more depending on how you kit it. I've never actually penciled out. Actually, this is probably the first time in a long time that I actually got everything out in one batch. And since I've added a whole bunch of more Boyz and looted wagons and battle wagons and other things. But anyways, leading the whole army, Gazgul, he's the man. Normally his claw's down, but I actually made it up just to give him more of a presence on the battlefield. Next is two war bosses. This is the first one I ever got, bone stock, just like how he comes out of Assault and Blackreach. And this guy actually has his arm magnetized, where you can put a big choppa, you can put an attack squig on his base, but usually 9 times out of 10 he's gonna just have the claw. And then on to Big Mech with a custom force field. He gets used a lot. That cover save is huge. And then Weird Boy. If I want to throw points away, he's kind of a fun character. I've ran him as old Zogwart once. Wasn't too effective, but he, like Orks, they're always fun. And then moving on to Boyz. We have a ton of Boyz. I think it comes out to, it's 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90, 100. About 109 to 110 Boyz. Most of them are Slugachoppa from 5th edition. I usually play them as Shoota Boyz now in 6, but every once in a while I'll run them as that. And then here's a full row of big Shootas. I probably have more than what you'd be able to play with, but oh well. And then we also have some Rocket Boyz. Rarely ever use them, but you know, it's fun to throw some random things in there. Also over here is actually the 6th edition Boyz, where they're all Shoota Boyz. A couple of them have some custom poses. After a while it just gets very repetitive and you just kind of play around with different designs and things. It's a lot of fun. Then we got the Laker. If anybody Lakers fans out there, he's kind of a golden purple. And then next we're gonna go with Stormboyz. Probably one of my top most favorite unit in the entire Ork army, because they're so random, and if they're on point, they're probably the best thing that could ever happen to your army. Led by, forgot his name, but I only use him every once in a while. But he's really good. If you don't deep strike and kill everybody by accident. And then here's the Power Claw. He's a lot of fun. And I actually got some more. I want to end up about 20. Right now I have about 16, including the special character, because they do die fairly quickly. So a group of you either run them in groups of 15 or 20 or not at all. Then it turns out I actually have 22 Nobs, which was well more than what I ever actually need. But they're weapons complete variants. You saw this guy in the battle report. I got a whole bunch of different power claws. I got a couple of big choppas, a couple of combi weapons. I got my Pain Boy in there, and just a whole bunch of Assault on Blackreach guys just to make up the bunch. One of these days, now that I know I have so many, I should run a couple of groups of Nobs and trucks and just see how it goes, even if it's a high price. For fun, I actually made a couple, because I had so many Boyz. I actually made a couple of what do they call them? Commandos. I haven't really used them, but they're really fun to actually to make. Actually, if you notice, some of the knives are from Fantasy Orks, and just kind of made them a purple skin. It's kind of hard to see on camera, but made them a purple skin. Figured that would kind of make them more stealthy looking. And what I'll do is I'll throw in either a rocket or a big Shoota or a Burna to kind of make out the combo, the commando squad. Then I got 4 Burnas. I should probably convert more Rocket Boys over to Burnas. And if you actually notice, this Ork is actually an archer from Fantasy with the base. But I actually turned him into a burner because I actually had a whole bunch of Lootas and a whole bunch of bits left over that I didn't want them going to waste, so that's it. Then I got 3 bikers. I was actually debating on whether to go with the big giant bike squads like a lot of people are using, but I'd rather just stick with foot sloggers. For the most part, I use these every once in a while for fun to fill out some points. Oh yeah, Boss Zagra, or Zag, what? Zagstruck, that's right, there you go. He's actually really cool if you actually get the charge. But anyways, there's our 3 bikers. They're actually really neat. I like them a lot. Most of our paint jobs are kind of like a retro. You know, they like Orks see bright colors. They like bright colors, and they love red, so they go faster. So I like them a lot. Those are really neat. But the bikes are expensive. Anyways, moving on to the next were the Mega Nobz. Probably my second favorite group in the entire Ork army. These things are just machines. I don't actually like the Game Workshop models, the metal ones, and they all seem to look alike, so I actually ended up making them from the Assault on Blackreach Terminators. I actually swatched some knob heads out, made my own combi weapon, and obviously I actually formed out some claws as well. So, like this one. Here's a claws, a whole bunch of spikes. Let me get the focus on. Okay. And then I actually use some sprue for some smokestacks on the back. I love these guys. You throw this with Thraka in a truck or a battle wagon and you can actually get anywhere near them. Game over. And these are actually made with, I forgot the company name, but I think it's like Tech something that made these little Ork little bodies. These are my original Mega Nobz, but they weren't as big and bulky that I wanted them to be as Nobz. So I actually have more now. Next we move on to the Tankbusters. I usually play these when I'm playing against Tyranids, so they don't do that whole vehicle freak out thing, but they're pretty effective. I mean, rockets take down monstrous creatures. Here's actually an old tank buster that I ended up putting an Imperial Guard rocket launcher on. He kind of runs around. Same with this one. Here's an older version, but I put a mortar on the back. And these little squigs, these things are fun. Even though you don't really use them in the game, they're still a lot of fun. And plus, I have it in case I do use Old Zogwart and turn one of their characters into a squig. Next is the super amazing Lootas. Here's a mech. This actually will increase the range of your Burnas if you ever want to throw them in a group. But anyways, yeah, so Lootas, I got about, what, 4, 8, 12, 14 Lootas? Oh no, I'm sorry, and their group's of 5. So 17 Lootas. And I actually made a couple of them. All it is 2 barrels and a big gun. I mean, Dakka. Throw some las cannons together, throw a big shooter in there. There you go. Who cares? And then also I had a leftover gun from the battle wagon, so I actually made a with the fantasy cannon stuff. I made a big gun. Haven't really used them. I need to make at least 2 more. They're actually a lot better in 6th edition. So, and then I don't even know where I got most of these. I think these are ammo runs, that Pain Boy guy, and some other ones that I use for the crew. And then on is the Dakka jet. This guy, if you've actually read my blog, this guy is fully magnetized. It comes with the different, you can have all 3 variants of the, hold on one sec. You can have all 3 variants of the Dakka jet. You can take all this stuff off and play around with it. What I also like to do is put the Defkoptas helicopter blades on there too, kind of every once in a while to make it kind of look different. And then kind of messed around with the base there. There's a dead Marine that's been kind of wasted away. And then here's our my first battle wagon. This is the first one I ever had, actually. I converted it from a Land Raider, obviously. This one's actually really neat. I like this one. So basically there's a guy hanging out the side, yelling. There's a couple grats on top. There's a big shooter on the front. There's a cannon. There's kind of like a kill-a-can. That's how they kind of control the Land Raider. And then also the def roller that's removable and magnetized. This is actually, I think, 3/4 inch or 1/2 inch PVC pipe with just a whole bunch of bits on it. And these are, if anybody actually has dogs, these are those little plastic tubes that are in the middle of their poop bags or whatever. And then here we go. Here's the actual Game Workshop model battle wagon. Again, fully magnetized. Everything can come apart. No deferral on this one. I might actually invest in getting that one. It looks really neat. It's dinner time for Bolter and them. And then here's a truck. Love trucks. A lot of people don't like them in 6. Love trucks. Mega Nobz, Boyz, whatever. This set of 12 Boyz running towards them, I probably wouldn't do that anymore. I would do Nobz or Mega Nobz. Just to kind of, I mean, if you had 4 or 5 Mega Nobz in a truck and you got them to the other side of the board, it's going to take a couple rounds or one full round of all their shooting to basically take them down. And then this was actually one of my first looted wagons. Whether it's not really a boom gun, but it's more of like a transport, maybe heavy flamer. It's a lot of fun. Sometimes I use it as a truck because I don't want to buy another model. And then this one I'm sure you guys have seen a lot. This is a looted wagon with the boom gun. It's actually like just a model that I got from Michael's and just converted it over. It swivels. The tracks are actually rubber because it's made to put a battery pack in and actually roll forward, which I've been meaning to get. So it's got some exhaust on it. One big shooter right there. One big shooter right there. So usually I run them hard case with 2 big shooters. Here's my second boom gun. I actually haven't finished the gun part, but basically I use that as a truck as well. And then coming on to Defkopters, I got 9 Defkopters, 6th edition. These things are awesome. Strength 5, hard to insta-kill, 2 wounds, cover save. It's awesome. And I got tired of dealing with their blades breaking off, so I actually ended up magnetizing all of them, which is really neat because now you can basically, well, this is another one, but you can basically mess around with the blades on the Dakka jet, which is really neat. I actually made one with a I forgot what they call it, but like a power claw type of power saw, whatever it is, on the front, and it's magnetized too, so it can come off. And then there's that wall that we just completed. I love that. It's just so neat. I love it a lot. And then it comes down to Def Dread. This is, again, very high percentage, or very high up there on the one of my favorite models out of Orks. His gun, optional gun arms are all magnetized. Usually I run it with 2 Scorches, or 1 Scorcha and 1 close combat weapon. And then these guys, Kill-a-Cans. Haven't used them too much in 6th edition. Probably would try maybe playing them again if I was playing like Tyranids or something. Something that didn't really do a lot of penetration. Probably would run with the Zukas or whatever they called. And these guys are also optional magnetized. My whole army's just got tons of magnets. I just love magnetizing. It's so neat. So many different options out there to play around with, and I'm not really good at remembering things, as you guys probably find out with some certain rules when we play battle reports, but basically it helps a lot seeing what you actually have. So those are my Orks. I'm sure they'll grow a little bit. Definitely want to get some big guns, more big guns, maybe 1 or 2 squads of 3. And debating on more Lootas. You could always use more Lootas, but sometimes I actually use the big shooters as Lootas and just kind of mix them in there. But yeah, so if you can, just leave a comment, see what you think that I might be missing or I might want moving up in the future. Thought about maybe a second Dakka jet, but I don't use it very often, so probably just stick with one. Maybe some more Mega Nobz, who knows? But yeah, let me know what your thoughts are. Alright, have a good one.